I experienced it, right? So at one time I was like, well, dang, am I a narcissist? And so,
Right.
and then when I started researching that, it was like, nope, because I wouldn't ask the question. I would never want to seek help if it was me. So the fact that a person that is in their sound mind can make a call like, is it me? Well, let me figure out if I can do it. That's when you know you're not one. Sorry, that was a lesson on narcissism.
Nat, do you want to talk about the phases of dating for you? What are the stages of dating for you?
I don't even know. I'm mostly quiet because I'm sitting here. I'm learning. I'm taking in a lot because I have run into a lot of walls in dating. I just have, and sometimes I wonder if I feel like I attract the same stupid people every time. So then, in that being the situation, I'm like, well, what is it about me that I need to change? Because I seem to be attracting the same people and running into the same situations. And then at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. It's just my dating life sucks. Maybe I'm like, do I move too fast? With the whole, you said sometimes we catch feelings pretty quick. The whole social media stuff. I've done the online dating. And that's not been very successful. That's the easiest way for people to hide behind who they really are.
They be in relationships.
I have really found that to be the case. That's the quickest way and the easiest way for people, men and women, to hide who they really are. So, I mean, I really, honestly, I don't know the phases of dating because I still ain't figured it out. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Tia?
I really am.
Well, I want to kind of speak to you for a second if I could. So you said you always attract the same type of men.
I feel like I do. I feel like I get the same type of people every time. So it makes me look at myself. And you probably do the same things, aren't you? I think so.
You're
I
doing
think
the
it's
same thing.
Yeah.
It may be that you just need to do something completely different. That might be just date yourself and define and figure out who you are and get really peaceful and happy with just you and just leave that alone for a while. Because I believe that when whoever you are, that's what you're going to get. So if you have a thought like, am I to this or am I to that, it's probably the truth. If the question surfaced, it's probably something worth looking into and getting. And the only way you can do that is to be still and quiet and quiet your life. Because the man out there is going to be for you. He's out there somewhere, but he can't find you yet because you haven't found yourself.
Because I haven't found myself.
So that's what I would say. Just and be okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's wisdom. You hear me?
Oh yeah, I hear
wisdom.
That's wisdom.
Yeah, because it is hard out in these streets. But we got some hard lessons we got to learn. It really is. So.
Be okay with being by yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
it's okay.
Get you a
sometimes.
toy. And
There you go.
Yes, I mean that toy keep you out of trouble.
I know, but can I say something too? I think when I say be by yourself, I think you got to let that go too, because that's a stimulant, even if it's not attached to a man, and even that stimulant can still keep you from the lesson you need to hear. And there's nothing wrong with that. Doing that, that's where you are. But when you gotta detox your life, you gotta detox everything.
It's a good way to detox.
Just for I don't say forever, but detox for a minute and say, you know what, I'm gonna stop everything that I was doing because it did not get me that result that I want. So try. It ain't gonna be easy, but try that because that's still a man in your mind. You want that to be gone. For a minute until you heal.
I disagree with that.
I don't.
No, I mean,
I think it's emotional.
That may work for you, but that may not necessarily be what everybody needs to
right.
do.
I was given a suggestion. I didn't tell her to go do it. I was giving her a suggestion on if she's saying that I keep doing the same thing, I keep getting the same result, then I'm only simply suggesting that you do something different. It's my perspective that if you go get a toy, not for every situation, but it's my perspective. If I need to clean my life up, meaning emotionally, I think that sex is emotional. And I think it clouds our perception, even if it's a toy. That's my opinion.
The more you stimulate, you're going to need stimulation.
See, that's what I'm saying.
It's real.
That's my
that's
opinion.
real.
It may not work. It might be different for somebody else. Because you may not be where she's at. You may be like, well, I'm just waiting on a man, but meanwhile, I'm going to have my toy. She's saying, I keep doing some things the same way.
No, I've been there where I feel like I was doing some things the same way. And I think to prevent me from doing those things the same way, I'm like, if I don't want to get myself in trouble by running to a man, then I can get to know. That's a form of getting to know myself, of using my whatever I call my toy, to get to know myself during this process. During the process of getting to know myself and detoxing from a man. So I think it's different. I'm not saying that you're wrong. Some people may need to just go cold turkey and say, you know what, I ain't dealing with nobody. I'm doing this. And some people, they may need to also, just maybe cut off communication with men in terms of interacting, but then they keep that going, because to me, that's a way to self-discover what you even really like.
Right.
You may think you like a man to do something, but you figure out when you got that time to spend by yourself, you figure out what you really like. So then when you do get to that point where you are with somebody, then even that. So I think it's just different strokes. I ain't saying that you're wrong.
No, I'm not taking that at all.
Folks.
Yeah, I just take it from and I get that. I just feel like healing really comes from really deep within. And for me, the way I heal is not to bring a physical piece of it, because to me, even if I go physical with sex, it's really a mental thing for me, because a man it can't just be just a physical piece. It has to be everything for me.
Yeah.
Everything for me. Yeah. So I can say, I'm going to use my toy and I like it like this. But when I bring that man to it, it has to be some emotions to that for me.
Right.
Okay.
So,
did we ever define the stages of dating?
There are none.
I think there are all kinds of different stages.
Yeah. Everybody's stages, I guess, are different.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Carrie,
just
you
think
got anything else you want to add
allow
to what
whatever.
we just said?
Nah, I'm gonna stay over here on the men's side.
You don't have a toy, Carrie?
I think overall, probably just take your time. That's
so
what
as
I
a
heard.
man, would you cut all of that off in the process of trying to, self-heal and get to know self?
It's a lot different as a man.
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. I would like to know.
I don't even know.
You got his tongue tied.
Yeah, you definitely got me. I say for me as a man, a lot of it's mental. So a lot of personal development. I already do a lot of personal development books, listening to that. So I probably say we'll go back to something like that. One book that I just had downloaded on my phone was The Art of Seduction. So something like that, possibly reading that and figuring stuff out. But that's just something. Again, it goes back to the 10,000 hours. Just research YouTube. You might have to go to YouTube Women.
The Art of Detachment.
Yeah,
Look that up.
Something else. I honestly don't know as a man though. But yeah,
Okay.
I try to. Everything's subjective. So yeah.
Okay. DJ, you want to add anything to that piece of the conversation?
I mean, definitely as a man, I think that it's important for us to spend plenty of time, going through the healing process ourselves. But I think the healing process for a man is, at least for me, it's more about mental growth and just coming to better understanding and being a better, well-rounded man who knows more. Because, like Carrie, I like to read, so that's where I want to kind of build myself up, whether I'm going through pain, whether I'm going through love, those are the things that are going to keep building and putting into me. As far as the masturbation, touching myself piece, as a man, I don't really feel like that's going to deter my healing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Plus it's quicker and I can get back to doing whatever I need to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I don't have to invest that time. I can just bam, I'm good. Now let me get back to doing what I was doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
if you ain't got to wait for nobody, you ain't got nobody talking back, you ain't got nobody talking crazy, you ain't got nobody not showing up.
Let me go ahead and knock this out right now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
One thing I will say back to that, my new superpower has been meditation. So twice a day, man, clarity and everything like that. So I definitely check that out. YouTube that, all right?
Meditation.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, so y'all, we gonna
Doing nothing?
we're gonna take a break.
Get on that, Carrie.
We gotta pay some bills, so we're gonna take a break. We gotta pay some bills. You are tuned in to Let's Go There with Sassy C and Tia. Love and relationships, men versus women. We'll be right back.
Have you ever experienced the stress of dealing with a loved one during a disability or seen the chaos after the death of someone who's died? Well, Norton Estate Planning and Elder Law Firm specializes in helping guide families through such traumatic events. They're committed to helping individuals create a personalized estate plan that meets their expectations. The firm is comprised of individuals that believe in education, maintenance, and collaboration. They believe that estate planning should focus on providing you with a plan that reflects who you are, maximizes your control during life, protects you and your wishes in the event of a disability, and provides the instructions for carrying out your legacy at your death. If you're in need of wills, trust, power of attorney, guardianship assistance, Medicaid services, or probate administration, contact their office today at 317-572-8696 or visit their website at www.estateplanners.org. Norton Estate Planning and Elder Law Firm is committed to protecting your dignity and securing your legacy.
Y'all, we are back, y'all. You're tuned in to Let's Go There with Sassy C and Tia. Today's topic is love and relationships, men versus women. Our next question for our amazing panelists that we have is, what causes a man or woman to lose interest? What causes a man or woman to lose interest in someone that they are dating, potentially want to date? Yeah, what causes them to lose interest?
I think people get comfortable. You're talking about in the midst of a relationship?
Or just even dating. Like when you first meet somebody and it starts off really, really well, and then all of a sudden the interest is lost.
That too, inconsistency. And people get comfortable, period. Especially in relationships. You get comfortable with that person and you stop doing the stuff that you used to do to keep the fire going. You know what I mean?
Or you just you just
Talking to the mic.
through time, you're realizing it's not a good fit. Not
too.
that they're a good person, or you just kind of realize that we ain't on the same wavelength. It's about vibes with me. So if we're not vibing the same way, it's just what it is, and it's not a bad thing. It's just.
Okay. Carrie, what causes a man to lose interest in a woman?
I seen something I didn't like. Seen something or heard something I didn't like.
And you cut her off.
Give us an example, Carrie.
Being to the piece that I read and the financial literacy he was speaking on, stuff like that, you know, that is a turnoff. And
If they ain't got their money together?
not necessarily saying that, not having your money together, the mentality associated with that.
The poor woman's mentality.
Exactly. So, you know, everybody has to start somewhere, but the mentality can be worked on, you know, in the transition. So something like that, I would say, or certain things, it just depends. I've heard some things or been around certain things I didn't care for, and I guess what they call it, ghosting or something like that.
Don't.
I pieced out.
You pieced out.
Pieced out, yeah.
Why
But
do
why don't
do
you
that?
just tell her? Somebody ghosted
why don't
me,
you
y'all.
just say something?
I
Why
got
do you-
ghosted, and I said I didn't even know what it was. Like, what?
Why do men do that? Why do they ghost?
I found out that he ended up having a girlfriend or something that he got back with while he was dating me. But it was like, you could have told me that.
Yeah, why don't you just say
But then he
that?
came back and was like, I'm like, man, come on. You's a ghost. I'm a ghost. We all ghost.
We
Now,
are-
that's a wrap. Don't do that. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, for real. That's not funny.
I don't-
That's not right. Don't you ghost
It's
a
that
girl.
ghost.
Just tell her you.
I don't know. Like,
Don't work.
if I catch the wrong vibe or anything like that, I'm like, oh no, I can't deal with that. That's
So
you
just say
don't
you ain't
wanna say
interested.
that?
You're not interested
Yeah.
no more.
You won't
You
say
gotta
you're
ghost
just
them.
not interested.
You just
all back. I mean, especially if it's early on, like there's no habit
Okay,
already
well,
created. You know what I mean? Like if we're not, you may have only heard from me once a week. Well, that turned into
Zero.
Like at our,
I got that.
DJ, what causes a man to lose interest in a woman?
Honestly, I think we get bored. I think there are a lot of little pet peeves. I think we can be selfish. I mean, there's just a number of reasons I think that we can lose interest. But, you know, like we were talking about earlier, certain things are just deal breakers. And after a while, you start seeing the same patterns. You're like, I'm not really comfortable with this. I'm not really feeling this, you know. And so it's easy to just not put any more time into it and go on about your business. You know, it's not necessarily the right thing, but again, it's so difficult. And I hate to talk about money so much, but there are a lot of
important to you.
There are a lot of people who have bad spending habits.